Imagine finally landing your dream job. You went to college for it, you worked your way up the ladder for it, and all of a sudden, in one moment, in one night, you are forced to choose between your dream job and your only child, your first and only child. This is Rodney Kelman, the Fatherpreneur, and tonight I'm beginning my series on the power of purpose-driven marketing. A few years ago, almost 6 years ago now, I was put in this exact position as I was talking about earlier. I become a video editor, which I'd worked how many years? About 5 years, about 3 years. Well, no, not longer than that. To get to this position, I finally landed my dream position as a video editor. I was working 2 jobs. I'd given up a lot of my other jobs. I'd given up exercise. I'd given up my health. I'd given up everything pretty much for this job. So much so that I actually ended up, having a left artery almost closing me and almost dying for this job. And what's amazing is one Monday night here in Atlanta, Georgia, one freezing cold, it was below 30. And here in Atlanta, that's extremely cold, rainy and everything. I leave, I was playing pickup basketball, see a bunch of messages, get home, check the messages, relieve my babysitter for my son, who was months old at the time. Check my messages. Hey, it's important. You got to call work. You got to call me. We got to handle this emergency. Call them up. A lot of back and forth happens. The issue that they were presenting to me was something I could solve over the phone. And they were asking me to come in. Freezing cold night. I said, let me check to see if my wife's going to be home soon. Wife wasn't coming home soon. No relief to watch my son. It was just me and my very young son. And conversation continued to happen. Try to persuade me to come on in. The company owner pops on, who was hiding on, this call, goes to the spiel again, tries to convince me to come in. And he said something. He asked a question that made me make a decision and really change my philosophy on my whole work life from that point forward. He said the following question: don't you have a stroller he could sleep in? And every curse word in my vocabulary began to well up and come to the very tip of my tongue. And as I kept my composure and my professionalism as much as possible, I said, that's not going to happen. Like this, I hold my tongue so I wouldn't curse at this man, because I couldn't believe he would ask a parent, who he's also a parent, to do that with their young, very young child. Not like he was years old, he was months old. And when I said that's not going to happen, when the pen came out of my mouth, I knew I made a decision between my job and my son. The next day, very next day, I was let go from that dream job. But ever since that moment in my life, I've been choosing my children and my family from that point forward, making decisions to make sure I was present and engaged. And this leads me to tonight's topic, the power of purpose-driven marketing. See, when I began my journey and I began my fatherpreneurship, branding and campaign and vision, I realized that I wasn't the only one that was a workaholic, that was stuck in the mindset of trading more time for money. And as I began marketing online, I recognized a trend in the industry where it's always about flash and numbers and all these things that work for them, but don't really speak to who I am, on really how to market properly. I kept on getting this technique, do this technique, do this technique. And there were so many techniques that I could never really master one and never really got a lot of traction until I remembered to simply tell my story, till I remembered to reap what I sow. And I started reaping, helping other people tell their stories. I started sharing information that was life-changing, that helped people heal, because that's who I am. I'm a giver, I'm a sower, I'm a helper, I'm a minister, I'm a father. This is what makes me, me. And it's what resonates with me. It's what wakes me up in the morning. It's what makes me keep going when times get tough. My faith, my family, and my funds. Those are the things that I realize I have to talk about and share. So lately, I've been dominating Google and YouTube using this technique of the power of purpose-driven marketing. See, people think that if you're somebody who cares, somebody who tells stories that are more emotional or maybe heartwarming or even life-changing, that you can't grow a business that way. And I'm here to tell you it's 100% false. I'm going to prove it to you tonight. Are you ready? So be ready to take notes. Be ready to apply what you're about to learn, because it's a lot more simple than you think, but you have to be willing to learn and implement. You're willing to be teachable. All right? So welcome to the first in the series of purpose-driven marketing. And I'm about to do some screen shares. Let me prepare my point of power, PowerPoint, real quick. And let me, hopefully, I believe, I'm going to just go to my blog on my phone just to make sure I'm seeing what you're seeing. It's always weird to talk about something that nobody is seeing. So I'm going to fix that real quick. Just going to double check real quick. I mean, if that's okay with you. Hopefully it is. You should be seeing my PowerPoint presentation, the power of purpose-driven marketing. And that photo in the background is actually my son. That's my son when he was still months old. Actually, not long before the incident happened that I talked to you about. So this is one of my favorite photos. It became the symbol of fatherpreneurship. And I'm just waiting for my phone to load. I'm going to hit play. Once it's playing, I will continue. So thank you for your patience. As you probably can hear my phone now. Okay, so yep. That's a go. All right, so let's continue. So I'm going to show you really what it takes as you move forward, the real steps on really harnessing the power of your purpose and purpose-driven marketing. All right, so step one, make sure you're writing this down, is knowing your why. And what you're seeing here is sort of like almost a timeline of the top left is me with my son who made me a father. The middle photo is, my wife and I, my son and my daughter on the inside of mommy. And on the right side, the biggest photo is me and my two babies right there that make me smile, that make me do what I do when I'm tired. I don't feel like it. I remember why I'm doing what I'm doing, and that's to become present and engaged with and for my family and to help other men and women do the same thing. This is my why. And your why has to be so big that those moments when you feel like giving up, you just think about it for a second and say, I can't give up because the reason why I do it won't let me. You've got to know your why. Next up is, what's your vision? Meaning, my personal reasons for doing this was to be a more present and engaged father. Like I said before, I used to be a workaholic. That meant I would leave when my son was asleep in the morning to go to work 1, 2, 3 jobs, come home, he's still asleep or asleep again, and I miss entire days, weeks, months of his life. So my personal reasons were to change that. But my vision is bigger than that. My vision is to help other men and women, specifically parents, mothers and fathers, be more present and engaged by leveraging entrepreneurship and simple tools of automation to grow their income, to grow profits, so they can then remove themselves from the trade time for money mindset and lifestyle, so their children can see them most of the time, so they can be at the school plays, so that we can be a part of our children's lives and engage, so we can start seeing all these things that are happening in our community start to dwindle down, like fatherlessness coming to an end. This is my vision by using these simple tools that I use. So your vision has to be big enough to allow room for the dreams of other people. So my vision, helping them, maybe another father, his dream may be to take his son to, a sports team, follow a sports team to every, state that he plays in. Whatever the dream is, my vision is big enough to allow theirs. and they get a little bit of water. Choose a medium to spread your message. You can blog, which I do. You can do videos, which I do. And I'm going to get to the strategy in just a moment on how to do that. You can use photos like on Instagram, memes also on Instagram. You can become a podcaster, which at this time that I'm doing this webinar is making a big comeback, where it's actually a great tool to drive traffic, to reach your niche, to get onto iTunes, which is a very big platform for people now. These are all the things that you can do. And that's the end of my very quick and short screen share. So let me just come back real quick. And I just wanted to break down some of the real steps that you have to take realistically, because you can have all the technical stuff in the world, but if you don't have it here, you're going to give up because you're not going to be attached to the reasons why, and you won't know how. I mean, those things are really what you need to get started for real. Before you ever get a laptop or a smartphone, you got to know your why and what's your vision and how you're going to tell your story and get your message out there. So that's why I shared that. Next up, and I'm not a person who likes to drag things on. This is where I could probably really drag things on just to get on your nerves, but I'm not. I'm going to keep delivering value. So you've been waiting for this. I've been emailing people. I've been putting this stuff out there. You opted into this list to see this kind of training. So are you ready? All right. I'm going to make you wait while I get another sip of water. The hard stuff, H2O. So I'm going to show you some proof on the fact that I have been dominating the first page and second page of Google, not just once, but multiple times, right? So I'm going to go here. Let me do another screen share for you. And right now you should be seeing Google. And what this is I started connecting. I actually use Twitter to do a lot of networking for people in my niche. So that's other fathers that have amazing stories. And I've decided with my blog that I'm going to help tell their stories. And one man right here is Steve Hinkle. He's got a book coming out called Not a Male Fail. And in his book, he talks about, a lot of the stereotypes of what masculinity is and how he struggled with that throughout his life, and to help other young men and other men heal from that, right? So if you notice, the Good Men Project is a very big website and a place to go for men in the men niche. They've got the first two slots, right? And here I'm little old me by myself, but here's the YouTube interview. I did a Google Hangout with him, really simple. I made sure I put in his name in the title, and here I am, number 3 with the video I did. But that's not it. I ranked twice. So I took the video, I embedded it on my blog, and now I'm on the two spots on the first page of Google. There's number 1 right there. I'm not making this stuff up. And to further prove this to you, I'm currently hiding private results. So this isn't, just from my computer. This is what people would see if they typed in Steve Hinkle or Not a Male Fail. They would see these two, the first page of Google. Here it is here. People would love to watch videos more than text mostly. If they want to see in-depth stuff, I'm here again, right below his own Twitter page. And so as I begin to drive traffic to the post, I'm going to keep going up in rank. Now, the second one I'm going to show you is a little more difficult because he's got a lot of juice going. And, with time, with the powerful tools that I use, I'll continue to rank up. Right now, this one here, which is the blog post, where, again, I posted the Google Hangout, moved up quite a few spots in the last few days. This happens to be on the second page of Google for him. If you type in his name, Jay Cookingham, he's got an amazing story also, where, as a child, he was sexually, physically, and emotionally abused and verbally abused by his own biological father. Now, I want you to just take a pause for a moment and let that sink in and see the method I'm using. I'm allowing other people who have amazing stories to come onto my platform and spread their message, because not only does it help somebody, but it speaks to my core audience who I'm looking to help. So I don't have to say, hey, make money with me, buy my stuff. What I'm doing is providing value. I'm helping solve problems, and it drives traffic to what I'm doing and my purpose and my mission and my vision. So here's the video I did on page 2 of the Google Hangout, and then the actual blog post is climbing fast. So I just simply, again, I do the Google Hangout, I embed the video from the Google Hangout on my blog, and then it automatically ranks. And I'm going to show you the final tools in just a minute. So we're going on about 15 minutes. Hopefully I can wrap this up in about 30, because I know some people are going to be watching this on the replay. You may have a job, you may have a lot of things that you're into, like me. I work, I'm a business. I raise my family. I'm here with my daughter in the daytime. So I understand and I value time. Actually, even my catch. Wow, I did a quick Periscope, and even that, I believe I put that on my blog. That even ranked on it, so that's amazing. And I'll just show you what I'm competing against, because he has multiple websites that he's already been working on for years. So that just shows you the power of what I'm doing has the ability to rank quickly against things that have a lot of SEO juice fast. This has been maybe a week now, and it continues to climb up. So what I'm going to show you now is the inner workings. It's real simple. Right here is where I embedded the video. I allow them to use their bio. I don't even have to do a lot of writing, especially I truly believe time is the most valuable commodity on earth, because once you give it away, you never get it back. So I'm not into spending a lot of time because I don't have a lot of time, but I know I need to deliver these messages. So I allow them to send me their bio, their photos. I create quick graphics just like this right here. And I'm really showing you some inside stuff right now. But right here, SEO keywords. So I just put in their name, if they have any projects they're working on, books, what they're associated with that would tie into who they are. I just use those as the SEO keywords. And I can just take some bits and pieces from their bio, make sure the same keywords are in there in the SEO description, because that's what the search engines love, and I post it. I publish it. I actually have a syndication strategy that if you want to learn that one, you need to work with me directly immediately, because I'm not giving that one away. Took me a lot of studying, a lot of money, time, and effort. So to value that, and if you really want to become somebody who can dominate Google and YouTube and search engines, you need to work with me today. You can reach out to me, email me, click a link, however you're watching this training tonight. But that's how I do it. My blog is a WordPress-based blog. I leverage Kalatu Premium. This is like WordPress on steroids. I always say there's donuts and then there's Krispy Kreme. If you're in the South, you know what Krispy Kreme is. There's WordPress and then there's Kalatu Premium. That's how powerful this is, and it helps you rank on the first page of all these search engines with so much consistency and power. So let me come out of that. So I'm going to go down and through the list of things and recap what we've done so far. So you start with the mental piece. You start with the why. You start with the vision. You start with your medium. And then we move into the technical piece, which isn't super technical. If you have a YouTube channel, you simply just you Hangouts on air, and it'll attach to your YouTube channel. You can actually get the link from your Hangouts while you're doing it or before you're doing it, so you can embed it on your blog, so that when you go live, it goes live. And my wife wants me to smell milk. Isn't this is weird, right? Watch, this is live. Milk. Smells fine. So I'm not in the studio. I am actually at my home doing that. This is the weirdest thing that's ever happened. Had to smell milk on a live hangout. But yeah, so if I can recapture my thought process. So you go through those things, and the simple steps to dominating and ranking on Google as far as the technical aspect is find people in your niche. You can do this. You can do this with blogging. You can get them to write posts and put it on your blog. It's called guest blogging. Or you can do like I do, and that's interview people to get them to tell their stories, which tomorrow night at this time, I'm going to be doing another one. Just about every Wednesday night at 9 p.m. on fatherpreneurship.com, I like to share stories just like the ones you've seen me rank for. And tonight's one is going to be another very powerful one, serving my niche, serving men, serving fathers once again. So you get the video, embed on your blog. Then you syndicate. And once again, to learn how to the syndication strategy and to get access to the syndication groups that I'm a part of, you have to work with me directly. If you know how to syndicate it, syndicate the mess out of that thing. I love using Twitter. It's a very great place to get traffic and targeted traffic to your blog. That's where I post. Facebook, Google Plus, by leveraging groups specific to your niche. You don't just paste it everywhere, because if you paste, if I paste, share my blog post about how to help a man heal from physical abuse in a forum about women that love to comb puppy hair, it's going to be flagged as spam and you're going to lose your account. So you must be wise in how you syndicate. Any more strategies, just reach out to me. I'd love to introduce you, get you involved, and to get you ranking and growing your business and generating traffic and stuff like that. This is just one technique that I've shared tonight. I hope that you found value. I'm really just sharing my heart. That's why I tell my story the way I tell my story. That's why I take time out of my life. My children are asleep or going to sleep, away from my wife and helping her do dishes or whatever. So I can help grow your business. And if I help you grow your business enough, my business will be on autopilot, right? That's the whole goal. So again, I thank you for tuning in. I hope that you gained value. I would ask that you leave a comment on the blog or reply to this email, however you're watching this or wherever you're getting this from, letting me know what you liked, what you would like to learn next in future trainings. I'm going to sign off now. It's now 9:22. I think I'm running out of my words for my word quota of the day. And this is Rodney Kellum, the Fatherpreneur, saying thank you. I love you. God bless you. Thank you for your most valuable commodity on earth, which is your time, because once you give it away, you never get it back. See you soon. See you in the next training. Remember, there's power in purpose-driven marketing.